Ladies and gentlemen, the Double RT Boxing Show with your host, Mr.A. Shall begin shortly in 5, 4, 3, 2. Yeah. It is that time, folks. I am Mr.A, the host of your show, the Double RT Boxing Show, the Ready Talk Boxing Show, known to us boxing junkies as the Boxing Rehab. Today, as we gather in our meeting, our circle, I will start the meeting off today. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming to the Rehab Center, known as the Double RT Boxing Show. My name is Mr.A, and I'm addicted to boxers. Ring generalship, the purest. My favorite fighter is Erislandy, Lara, and I'm addicted to boxing. Yes. So, on this fight against Greg Vendetti, I'm expecting Lara to knock his ass out, because as Lara career is ending, he's realized the only way he can keep around is to probably gun these fools out. Of course, against he's always kind of gunned the people he should. He always gunned those people out. But now, against the big time names like the Herd, well, his legs are probably going, but the fights you're judging him on, or he's getting judged on, his legs are going, are, if you think about it, are bad opponents to judge against. Who has legs against Herd? You know what I mean? Like, who's moving against Herd? No one. So Lara, but there was his legs going, but you see what I'm saying? Who has legs against Herd? And then Castellano, who really has legs against that dude as well? But as for Lara, it did look, his legs are going compared to his standards. So I'm expecting Vendetti to go in there and try and do the new blueprint, rush him, put some hooks on him. The Vendetti punch is kind of wide, because I'm expecting Lara to uppercut him, do the body work, and get him out by like 5. But this is 2020. And some shit's been going down in boxing. I see Lara. I see him keeping himself in pretty decent shape. I think everyone's gonna have a little tip off here and there, but I don't see him falling too comfortable with boxing being off. I think he'll keep himself in pretty, if not the same, at least 85 to 92% Lara. I do expect that. And PBC is kind of giving their original people paydays. People might say they're payouts, and this is besides, excuse me, I get back to the payday. I get back to that. This is a ranked fight, Vendetti. Like I said before, if you guys didn't see the fight maker when we were trying to predict who he was gonna fight, I said Jorge Cota, because Jorge Cota is ranked number 9, and I think Vendetti's like 11. I forgot who picked Vendetti. Was it Lot? The subscriber Lot picked. I think it was Lot. But he picked Vendetti. The only reason I didn't pick Vendetti, because being a Lara fan, he always does this. Like I said in that video, he'll try and get a big fight, and then until it's mandatory time, he's like, fine, mandatory, give me whoever my mandatory is. I don't care. And by the time he spent that whole year trying to get a big fight, everyone else was getting fights. So when it is time for the next person in mandatory, number 2, 4, 5, 7, they all got fights. So when it's time to fight, Next dude up is fucking number 11, Vendetti. You know, so that's his mandatory. Everyone else is booked. Like I said, I said Coda because he's number 9. Maybe Coda is booked. Maybe he turned it down. Maybe he's at a flight restriction. I don't know, but it was either Coda or Vendetti was next. So for some reason, oh, it's Lawrence Williams. My bad. There you go, Brad. Lawrence Williams. I'll give you a shout out, brother. He picked Vendetti. So I'm expecting Vendetti to throw the hooks, get knocked out, and go a little over talk here. This fight, since he is the regular champion, I believe is going to be the. This could be the fanboy of Lara talking. So if you don't want to hear no more fanboy of Lara, you could just get off right now. This is what I think is going to be what's happening for Lara. He's going to fight the winner of Rosario Charlo. He's going to fight that winner. Now, is this the sacrificing scalp of Lara to Charlo? Because, you know, I think a lot of people are probably picking Charlo to win Rosario. But it's a tricky fight. It's a tricky fight. But I think right now, I'm just thinking about it, you might like slide a little bit to Charlo, maybe, you know, just on the power shots, you know, it might land. But, you know, who knows? But anyway, is this a sacrificing scalp of Lara to Charlo, or is this a payout to one of the original PBC people to get it started, to get it going? Lara's been there a long time, and whether people like him or not, he was always there with Leo Santa Cruz, who's getting a pay-per-view. You know, people say it's the build-up tank, but is it? Is it? You know, and I just think, you know, with Danny Garcia, one of the originals, getting a pay-per-view now. Thurman had his pay-per-view. Spence and Porter had their pay-per-views. Everyone, it's, I believe Lara is going to be next in line to get that pay-per-view as a a defense, because the only reason right now is because you got both Charlos on with good fights. That's the only reason. Alone, those guys would be a shit pay-per-view. At least my opinion. And I'm saying, in a first defense pay-per-view fight, Charlo is going to be fighting Erislandy Lara. That's my bet for uh, 3 belt uh, defense, taking out the regular champion. But and me, I'm thinking Lara is going to defeat him and then retire. And then it could be the sacrificing scalp of Lara. Because he's probably like 38 at that time, maybe even pushing 39. Because they might have a rematch clause. So he might get knocked out by Rosario or Charlo. But I'm saying defeat Vendetti, and he's going to defeat that winner and then retire. The Double RT Boxing Show. I'm your host, Mr. A. I'm a boxing junkie.